if you like contemporary art, then this gallery is really highly recommended to you. The CAC Málaga or Centro de Arte Contemporáneo. It's a really great gallery. It's not the prettiest part of Malaga. It's right next to the sort of dry riverbed of the Guadalmedina, and it's not far from the bus station actually, or the metro station if you need to go that way. But it's not particularly pretty. And these pictures here are not showing the actual gallery itself. So this art gallery is a really amazing supporter of contemporary art. So they have exhibitions that last something like 2 or 3 months, and they've got an amazing space inside. So the exhibition that I'm showing here mainly is from August 2024. You've got this art, this huge space with art by Matias Sanchez. This is, it's not really my thing. It's done in the sort of naive style. There's a lot of images here that will make you think of the very early cartoons, the very early Walt Disney ones, where some of the characters actually looked a bit sort of creepy. But there's a huge body of work here. So if you do like this sort of style, lots of references to cartoons and that sort of thing, then this is really worth a visit. But they don't just have one uh, exhibition temporary. They've got another one here. This is by Maria Ayala. Very impressive. All done in that sort of style of the spray paint on cars, and the actual pieces themselves are in the sort of silhouette of a car. And at first glance, it's all sort of quite jolly and colourful. But as you look at the pictures more closely, there's a lot of detail and a lot darker things within it. Things that might come from a horror movie, actually. Now, the black one that you can see at the top left looks really simple here. With any artwork, you've really got to see it in person. But this one is really amazing, and you just cannot see it in a photograph. But they've spray painted, so you actually got like the reflections that you see on a car, and this, of course, is like a sort of funeral vehicle. There's also a set of paintings that are like oil canisters, and the redesigns of oil canisters. So it's quite good fun and quite an interesting idea. But the thing about the CAC Malaga is that it's a sort of place you can just keep going back to. I go back there every 3 or 4 months because the temporary exhibitions change, but they've got a great permanent exhibition. You can just see a little bit of it. Here it's really varied. There's photography, painting, sculpture, installations, light work. It's really, really good. And you can spend a lot of time. Here's just a few examples of some of the really excellent pieces that are within their permanent exhibition. You can just see the variety that is here, and there's a lot more. And they often have video exhibitions as part of their temporary exhibition. There is one at the moment, and they're usually quite good fun. But this exhibition, I hope that if you are not a contemporary art lover, that you're still having a look. Sometimes people feel that they have to understand art, and sometimes with contemporary art, that sort of creates a barrier. But people who told you you've got to understand it all, that's not true. It's art. It's like music. You don't have to understand all of the music to enjoy it. There's music that I really enjoy, and I haven't got a clue what they're singing because sometimes it's in other languages. I don't know what it is. I just like the sound. And that's what art is about. There's things that can be very, very cleverly depicted, and you can see immediately what it is. But sometimes there are things they're just interesting. Now, I loved this. This is from a few months ago. I wanted to just show you the variety of the temporary exhibitions that they have here. Janina Chape, I don't know whether that's how you pronounce it, but these are very large pieces. And just look how clever they are. You can probably see it more like this, but when you actually see the pieces, it's like really splodgy, scribbly, slapped on paint. But when you step back, this one in the left hand corner, you're like looking out of a cave. You can see the floor, you can see the right light reflected, you can see the darkness surrounding you, and you get that feeling in a lot of these pieces at the same time as something that's sort of got quite quick, rough looking, haphazard looking paintwork that really can't be that haphazard. And there's also some photography within this work as well. There's not very good photographs that I've managed to take. I'm not a great photographer, but I'm just trying to give a feeling. And there was some photography work that been put together here that was really quite enjoyable as part of this exhibition. Quite fun. This was brilliant. The people out there need to be really keeping their eyes open for this artists, people who build up collections, because these are fantastic. It's not just how the colour has been used, those patterns that seem to go from the background and into the foreground, these portraits. There's such a lot of power and impact within these pictures. They are huge, but they are done so cleverly with a mixture of acrylics and charcoal, and really beautiful, really, really beautiful, proud, strong characters, and that comes across so well with this artwork. If you get to see it, please do. Another one from last year, Jorge Galindo. I loved these. Really large canvases, like 2 meters by 2.5 meters. Another one with quite sort of rough paintwork, but so effective. These flowers, because it is just sort of splashed on and thrown on this paint, it feels like it's got to be done really quickly and immediately, which gives this real aliveness to these flowers and immediacy that you got to capture them. So, very enjoyable. And that's one of the things I like about going around art galleries, that you go into them, you're looking at these pictures, and there's so much fun in the artwork often that I walk around and I am laughing or gasping out loud. And of course, sometimes there's a lot of seriousness in the artwork as well, but these ones were fun. And the next ones as well. How clever. How clever the use of media in this. This is collage. Devan Shimoyama. The collage was so sparkly and funny. If you could see close up the details, there's all sort of little sparkly bits, little sort of diamantes, an actual hoodie cut up and stuck on, actual bits of clothes and fabric and wallpaper and glitter, and big, really big. And then this one is the last one from maybe a couple of years ago, maybe 2021, 22, can't remember. Patricio Cabrera. Just this idea of pixels Um, Anybody who has seen things on Minecraft and those, the way you can put images together using the blocks, I think you would relate to this. It's really good fun and really interesting composition and putting different ideas together. The sheds were really good fun. The pixelated sort of floral images also very, very clever. And I think it'd be really great inspiration for somebody who's into a bit of cross stitch. But Centro de Arte Contemporáneo, CAC Málaga, definitely worth spending a bit of time there. Enjoy.